Flosstube friends. I'm Nancy Joy Trower. I'm the stitcher with the laughing face, and this is Flosstube number 23. Well, it is finally summer. I just finished doing my grades literally like 15 minutes ago, gathered up all my stuff so I could finally do a Flosstube. I know it's been a couple of weeks. It's just the end of the school year sometimes gets away from you. I'm sure those of you who are teachers know that. I'm sure those of you with kids know that. But here we are. It's June 23rd. Yes, 23rd. And I still have 2 days of meetings tomorrow and Tuesday. I'll have to go in for some meetings, end of the year wrap up, that kind of thing. And then I have to clean up my classrooms, which hopefully won't take too long. Sometimes it's open the cupboard and shove everything in it instead of going through and putting all the papers in order. We'll see how it goes. But I'm done. Yay! Very excited. It wound up being actually a pretty good school year. Towards the end, there were some times where I was horribly overwhelmed. There was just a lot on my plate this year. But it really made a big difference in April when I went to my OBGYN over spring break, and we found out that I am horribly vitamin D deficient and anemic. And taking the vitamins, I really think has made a huge difference in my attitude. I don't feel like I want to go home all the time. It was good to end the school year on a good note and, have a good time, not last quarter with the kids and getting everything done. So here we are. Yay, I'm so excited to start summer. I'll be writing on my list of everything I want to get done and like all the books I want to read and all the stitching I want to do and the quilts that have to be finished and all that kind of stuff. So I hope you are off to a good start on your summer as well. So thank you to all of you who are returning. I'm so appreciative of everyone who liked and subscribed and who leaves me incredibly kind comments and sends me emails, and it's just been so wonderful to be part of this community, and I truly, truly appreciate all of you who are part of my little stitchy circle. And I know I have a few new subscribers, so welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Hopefully you've got a beverage in your drinking vessel, as they call it on Primrose. Whatever beverage is appropriate to the time of day you're watching. Hopefully you've got some good stitching with you. Hopefully you're cool. I actually just shut the window. This is where I was doing my last bit of grading, and I had the windows wide open, and you can probably see the trees through my curtain back there. The breeze has been phenomenal, which is great because we had a little bit of a heat wave here the past couple of days. It's just, granted, okay, I know, like Primrose, they're in Utah, they're like, it's 100 degrees every day. We're in Buffalo, where it's not 100 degrees, but the humidity makes you feel like it is. And when you're in a 116-year-old building at school that only has 2 rooms with air conditioning, so it's been pretty hot there, and it's hopefully it's supposed to break a little bit, so this breeze is spectacular, and I'm actually looking forward to opening my window again in a little bit. But I hope all is well with you. I so happy you're here, and thanks for being patient with me for not being here it's been like 6 weeks, and the last time was Mother's Day, but just every week I'd be like, I'm gonna make my Flosstube, and then something else would happen. So c'est la vie, as they say. So yeah, just end of school year stuff. Not really much more than that. Very excited for summer. So let's get to all the goodie stuff. Part of the reason that it did take me 6 weeks to do my video is because I was doing a lot of finishing and then a lot of FFOing, and I kept saying, well, I can't make my video until I FFO it because then I can show it off. So I do have quite a bit to show you. I'm super excited. Oops, I forgot to take 2 things down, so I'll have to go get those in a second. But we'll get started on all my FFOs. So hold on while I go grab the last 2 things. I thought I had it all, but I didn't. Hold on. All right, I think I have everything now. Okay, so in May, I did a lot of strawberry stitching, lots and lots. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love strawberries. It's actually going to be my theme next year for the library, so I'm kind of excited I can take a lot of this stuff with me. This past year was Books Make Me Want to Shout, which is the Bills theme song. I just kind of changed it a little bit, and everything was Bills themed all year long. So this coming year, I had a little girl in 2nd grade one day who said something about library, because a lot of little kids can't get the R in the right place in the word. And I started to correct her. No, it's library. And then I was like, wait a second. That's a book fair theme. So next year is going to be Love My Library, and then the Berry Best Book Fair. So that means I get to take a lot of my strawberry stuff in with me because I'm going to do the library all on strawberries. There's not as much party supplies for blueberries or blackberries or anything else. It's all just strawberries, but it's going to be fun. All right, so my first finish is actually something I stitched 2 years ago, but it was part of a set, and I kept saying, oh, I'm going to finish the set, and then I'll do all of them together. And then this year, I looked at what I had put out and my strawberry decorations that I have, and I had like a hole in my tiered tray, and I was like, I want to fill that little hole, and let's be realistic. I'm trying to be reasonable and realistic about what can I possibly like actually get done, because, you know, my stitchy eyes are bigger than my stitchy plate, or how, you know what I mean. You can never stitch everything that you want to. So this is Strawberry Farm from Priscilla and Chelsea. And that was part of a tiered tray tidbit, no, Dapper Doodad set 2 years ago. And there's 3 more, and I wanted to do them all together. And I don't know, maybe I'll still do some of them, but then they came out with the Strawberry Festival, which I'm doing all 4 of those together and I want to get back to. And the Strawberry Roundabouts. And now I have an excuse to stitch strawberries all year for next year, my school. So my first thought was I was going to use this to fit FFO it on, because I thought, oh, it's a cute little barn. I got this at Dollar Tree. I think it was about 2 years ago too. And unfortunately, it was too big. When I put it on there, it kind of covered up the eaves of the barn. But I think this will fit the tiered tray tidbits from Priscilla and Chelsea very well, because those are more rectangular than square. So I'm going to put that back in the basket of finishing supplies and hold on to it for that. But I did find this little house. So when I looked at my bucket of finishing stuff, this is also a Dollar Tree purchase, and it actually has, one of the magnets fell off. So it has this little spot on it, did the magnet and washer method, and it's just about exactly the perfect size. I have to re-glue that, obviously. So this is done on the Wheat Chill chalkboard linen, which I'm going to use up, and then I'm not buying anymore. I find it harder to work on because I think the weave is so loose and the threads are so thin. I just don't love it. So I'm going to use it where I've already started like a set with it and just try to use it up. And I'll show you in a minute what I'm going to use instead. I just used, so it's mounted on black foam core, because with how loose it's woven, you could totally see the white through it. And to me, that just detracts from the stitching. So mounted it on black foam core, use rickrack around the edge, because rickrack makes everything awesome. And then tied a little bow, and I had these strawberry buttons. Now I'd love to find a teeny tiny like magnet dot to put up here on the top, but I don't know, I have to go like look at Amazon for that. So I could switch out the bows. For now, you can just kind of see it. I took a pin and just stuck it through the fabric. So that is FFO number 1, Strawberry Farm, and that's stitching with the Housewives. Now another one of theirs, yeah, we'll do this one next. This is the Berry Patch. Let's go ride a bike. So this one is also done on the Wheat Chill and mounted on black foam core. I did it with all the called for colors, and when I started to mount it, I went through, I have the whole pile in my fabric stash that's all really great strawberry fabric, and I was like, oh, I've got all this great stuff I can pull from, but most of it was not the right colors or too busy, that it was going to detract. But this cute little gingham that has the strawberries in it was perfect. So I made the board a little bit bigger than I normally would. Most of the time it's usually only about a ½ inch bigger on each side, just so you have enough to see it. I made it a little bit bigger because I kind of did want to show off that fabric. And then I wasn't sure about doing the red and blue, or just red, or just blue. So I posted on the Stitching with the Housewives Facebook group and said, hey, I need your opinion, Stitchy friends. And I got so many kind responses, and you know, it was kind of mixed. Some said red, some said blue, but I think I just kind of wanted like that confirmation, like, yes, the blue will be okay. And actually looking at this series on Priscilla and Chelsea's Etsy shop, at some of the other ones, they did use some red and blue in some of the other ones as well. So I have Grow Green ribbon at the top here, and the ribbon was on sale, and there's a whole bunch on clearance at Hobby Lobby. And then I just used a little blue Grow Green And I used another one of those buttons at the top. Now, I don't have a big, really cool mounting piece for them. I was hoping to find, I know Priscilla and Chelsea did it on like a basket, and then Priscilla would fill the basket with garland or flowers that went along with it. Sorry, my light keeps changing because the way the sun is on the front porch. So I'd like to find a basket that looks like a big basket. I think that would be kind of cool, but I haven't come across it yet. So again, I was going through my bucket of finishing stuff, and I had this. Hold on, let me see. There we go. I had this. Take two. So this was in there, and it was from the unfinished section of Joann, and it had been still in the plastic. So when I opened it, it was like, oh, it's just the easel. I thought that was even cooler, because first I was like, oh, that's great. And I like having things on different heights. So I thought the little easel was really adorable. So this was actually my month, or not month to month, my 24 and 24. This is what I chose for May. I had another, the berry bakery I was going to do too, and then I got sidetracked. So this is the only one that I got done from 24 and 24 for May. But that is out next to our television, and I love how it turned out. Now, when I said that I had a spot in my tiered tray, that I was originally was thinking to put the farm there, but it's a little bit too tall. So then I was looking for something else. Sorry, my brain is scattered. I found these at Target in the dollar spot. I bought 6 of them. So they're not $1, they're $3, but I thought they were so cute for roundabouts. And I even wondered if maybe you could paint them, or at least do just a dry brush or something to, who knows. So I decided to go ahead and look at the roundabouts, and I had already started some of them on white linen. And I don't think white would work, obviously, and it'll just kind of get washed out. But I thought, how cute would it be to be, I can't talk, oh my gosh. Usually I blame it at school. I say I haven't had enough coffee, but I've had plenty of coffee today. Sorry, getting ahead of myself. I thought it would be really cute to do this on blue. I've seen a lot of people doing some of the Priscilla and Chelsea patterns that they normally show us on black, and other people have been doing them on blue. One of the ones I want to do, someone did all the daisy set on the denim instead of black. Love it. It's so cute. And how cute would it be in here to do the denim with the daisies in the cute little frames. So this is the You're My Jam. And this is on a blue mystery fabric. I know I got it at Hobby Lobby before their fabric selection for cross stitching really went downhill, because mine is terrible now. I don't know about you guys, but I have hardly any cross stitching stuff in my Hobby Lobby. It's very frustrating. But I do have a new LNS in the area. I'm going on Tuesday. I'm so excited. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. So this I just whipped up really quickly. Use the suggested DMCs. And I thought that one was cute to go in the tiered tray, because it kind of was a little bit, with the You're My Jam, kind of, a little joke. My tiered tray is red, so I only use it a couple months out of the year, but it's perfect for strawberries, and I'll be putting 4th of July stuff in it soon. So yeah, so dollar spot, I don't know if they would still have them, but I figured I picked up a couple of them, and I thought they'd be easy to interchange, and I actually have something in my whips that's going to go in there too. All right, now my last 2 strawberry things, and then we'll switch gears. So there is a Strawberry Moon Sal going on. Lindy Stitches, staff from Lindy Stitches has mentioned it, a couple other people. So check on Instagram for Strawberry Moon Sal, and I'm going to post these there too. So earlier this year, Cherry Hill Stitchery came out with 3 new strawberry stitchings, and I love them, bought all 3. And then I've only done 2. I ran out of some of the floss, but also I had a kind of a conundrum about the fabric. So I'll show you the 2 that are done. This is Strawberry Tea Party, and this is Strawberry Friends. Sorry, hard to see. Are you seeing it? Is it too close? So these are stitched on flax, and I ordered that fabric did I bring it with? I didn't bring it over. Sorry. I'll put it in the show notes where I ordered it from. And I loved the flax fabric so much. I was like, oh, I might want to use this on something else. So part of the reason I didn't do all three right away was I have enough to do another piece. And I was going to do these two and then have a big piece out of the rest of it. But now that I have the two of them, I really want to do the third, which is a round. And then they finished it in a square. So, because the rule of three, the odd rule, I don't know, there's something about like things either have to be symmetrical or there has to be an odd number or both, because otherwise it annoys me. I don't know, I'm a little wackadoodle that way. So I did these with kind of the called for. She called for black onyx and Louisiana hot sauce, and I did not, those are weeks and I didn't have any. I had Classic Colorworks, so I did the black and black coffee, and I did red ribbon for the strawberries. I did use the steamed broccoli that was called for, the B5200 for the white, and then the yellow was actually $7.29, and I couldn't find mine, so I just used honeycomb, which is also a Classic Colorwork. So I thought these were adorable. Love how they turned out. And then the same thing when I went to finish it, I didn't want to use a strawberry one, but you can kind of see it here. You can see it better on the back, actually. There's my messy back. So I liked this red with a black scroll on it because it still went with colors without competing with the stitching. And then this ribbon is stuff that I got at Hobby Lobby that was on clearance. I like that it had kind of a little ruche to it. It's not wired, it is a little floppy, so I really glued it on here so it would stay upright. And then that is actually a brad. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a train. I think that's a train. It's not thunder. If you hear it, we have a train 2 blocks or like a block from us, and you can hear it all the time. So this was a brad that was in my old scrapbooking stuff, and I just kind of tucked it through the wire that I used to make the loop. So I used 2 different ones, and I think there might even still be another pattern. Now the reason I put the trim on the front here is because when I mounted this onto the foam core, this side came out wonky. I don't know for what reason. It wasn't straight. I don't know if I didn't cut it right. It's actually a little crooked at the top too. So instead of putting the rickrack on the back of it or to trim, I was like, I'll just cover it up. Nobody will know. So I went to I didn't want to just use straight up rickrack and pom-poms, you know, use the same thing all the time. So I went to my Halloween bundle that I got at Michael's last year, and that's where I found this. It's more of a zigzag than a rickrack. It has a little bit more, it's not as rounded. And then this one is this very cool, which I think I need to re-glue a little bit, but this very cool loopy design. I thought that was pretty neat. So those are sitting out together, and I do want to do the third one. At some point I just have to get my hands on some more steamed broccoli, and I should be ready to go with that. All right, so that's all my strawberry stuff that I have been doing, and I don't have a ton of whips because that's what I did for May and into June. I was strawberry everything. I did also do 2 other Stitch with the Housewives pieces, because you know me, I'm like their biggest fangirl, and no, I'm not a stalker, but I do love their stuff. It's cute, it's fast, they crack me up. Zinnia is just so cute, isn't she? Oh my gosh, she's getting so big. All right, so this was part of their like the family home roundabout series that I'm pretty sure was April. So I have French doors that lead from the porch, which is where I'm sitting, into my living room. And I like having things that are either matching or coordinating, hanging on the doors. So I decided I was going to do these 2 and hang them up there. So this is done. Oh, I don't know how well you can see it. This is on Monaco that I hand dyed. And if you look at that and you look at the linen, I don't really see all that much of a difference, except this is a heck of a lot easier to work on because it's Monaco. So I use the same method I use for all of my dyeing, which is Priscilla and Chelsea's, and I actually double dunked this. So the first time I dyed it, put it in the oven to set, let it dry, and it was still very gray. So I just did it again, and it came out really, really well. So I think I'm going to just, from now on, everything is, you know, I'm going to use up the Witchelt, because I started the gingerbread set that they did a couple years ago. So I want to do all of those on the gingerbread set because they're going to be hanging together. But I'm going to use it up, and then I'm just going to go with chalkboard Monaco. Now, if I wanted something like really solid black, I would probably buy a piece. If there was like some Halloween piece that I wanted just solid without, you know, the difference in the, you can see a little bit in the shading right there from the dyeing, but I thought it turned out really cute. So this is one of my favorite methods of finishing because it's cute and it's fun and it's quick also. So this is just in a wooden hoop that I painted with Santa Red from like the typical craft paint at the store. And then I got a big black and white checkered ribbon. This one is wired, so I just pulled the wire tight on one side to make it with a ruffle. Put a little bow right there. I like that ribbon. I used it on the other one too, but it's nice because it cuts nicely and then doesn't fray on you, which is a nice thing. And then the other one that's hanging with it is the We Are Family. So we have home is where your heart is, and we are family. I think it's gonna start to rain soon because my light just went kind of wonky. So hopefully you can see that really well. You can hear it. The breeze is picking up again too. Oops. All right, so that is it for all my FFOing, little FFOing marathon there. So it was fun. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I kept putting off doing the video, was because I wanted to show you everything that was done. So, all right. Oh goodness, very windy right now. I'm gonna pause for 1 second, kind of reset from my whips. So I actually have a table next to me. I used it when I was grading and I was like, duh, why haven't I thought of this sooner? I have everything, so I'm not leaning over and trying to grab stuff all the time. All right, so give me 1 sec. I'll be right back with whips and then plans. Alrighty, so I have 2 whips that I worked on in the past couple of weeks, kind of sporadically. Well, one of them is actually a little different, but so Java Girl Stitches and her friend Anna have brought back It Be Tuesday, Sal, so that you work on bee stuff on Tuesdays. So I was like, oh, that's a great opportunity to go back to the bee stuff that I've already started this year. I did start doing 24 and 24 in January. I was super excited about it, but I haven't been able to finish everything I started, and it's kind of petered out a little bit. So I'll tell you about that in a second. But I did start this one in April. Honeybee Garden from Stitching with the Housewives. So I did get some work done. Oops, there is a thread. Sorry. Clearly I was still working. So I did get some more work done on this. This is on denim Monaco that I hand dyed following Priscilla and Chelsea's. There we go. I know people hold it up next to their faces all the time, but I want you to be able to see it. So, man, can't see me. It's like Kilroy over the top of the ship. So, sorry, library nerd. So I did get some done on here. And it's actually not as bad filling in the letters. I've got a little bit more done there. And I will like do a strand of black and then go do something else and then go back and do a strand of black. So I got a little bit more done on that one, and I will continue working on that on Tuesdays. And then I also have Hive Rules, which I started, and I think I started that one in March. And I would like to get that one done as well. Because you know me and bees, they're everywhere. And I have a really cool finishing piece for the Hive Rules because it's really long. I think it'll be kind of cool when that's done. So Honeybee Gardens. And then this one is kind of a funny story to it. So I have a cross-stitching club at school. Oops. Oh, uh-oh. My needle just fell out. That'll be fun to find lately when I step down on it. I'm going to find it right now. Hold on. Okay. Disaster averted. All right. So my cross-stitching club was on Tuesdays. And I kept forgetting to take something in with me to work on. So at the end of February, I was kind of petered out on Valentine's Day. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take my Valentine's Day bag and leave it at school. And then I don't have to worry about bringing whatever I'm working on each week. So I did a little bit more work on Loads of Love. This is from Primrose Cottage. This is one of Katie's designs. And I got more done on the border. I got a little bit more, like all of this done down here, more of the hearts. When I was working on the hearts, I realized that I'm off by a thread, not a whole square. I'm off by like one. So, I don't know. Can you tell? I can't tell unless I count. So I'm like, I'm not ripping out all of those hearts and fixing it. It'll be fine. That's one of those where, you know, if it was like a piece that was incredibly closely shaded or something like in one of those Paul Yvonne's, probably would have fixed it. But in this case, I'm like, nope, nobody's gonna know. Nettie says there's no whip police as to how many whips you have. There's no mistake police either. So, but that's what that one will look like when it's done. So I don't know that I'll work on this again over the summer, just that I did get a good amount done at school. Maybe I'll take it with me again when we go back to school in September, because that is one of the clubs that I do every time. And I usually have a good number of kids who sign up for it. I've only got a couple who've actually ever finished anything. And one of my 8th grade girls who was graduating, she has actually been in the club since 4th grade. And she said, she's like, I've never finished anything that we started in club. And I was like, then you are a true stitcher. Don't worry about it. You'll finish them someday. So she's a sweetheart. All right. So more whips. Okay. So this is kind of whips and plans all together. So as I said, I started 24 and 24. I was super excited. Got a bag for every month, made a little tag, picked out 24 patterns that I bought that I hadn't had a chance to start yet. And just, it hasn't worked quite as, like, it's not that I don't like the pieces that I've picked or I'm not working on them, but other things come along. So it's hard to kind of stick with it. And then for June, I didn't pick 2 little things accidentally. I've been trying to do like one big one, one small one. I picked 2 big things. I was like, that's not going to happen. So this is one of the ones, my light changed again. Hold on. Sorry, I keep pausing today, but we'll get through it. It'll be fine. Okay. Hopefully that's it for pausing. Yeah, it's pouring now and the light's totally changed on the porch, of course, from where it was 27 minutes ago. All right, so I chose for June Mary Poppins. This is from the Little Stitcher, and she does a lot of really awesome literary things. She's got a lot of really cool witch stuff if you like that kind of thing for Halloween. And I think she's in Italy, which is one of the coolest things about Etsy and the way things are now with how you can get patterns. Like with a press of a button, you get a pattern from somebody halfway around the world. So how cool is that? But I really like her stuff. So I chose this last year in honor of my mom. June 27th is her birthday. And this year she would have been 83. So Mary Poppins was one of her favorite movies ever. And I thought it would be cool to do it in honor of her. There, you can see the shadow now. So I picked this out, and I was all set. I got all the floss together. I had a piece of tea-dyed linen. I was like, this is going to be great. And then I kind of stalled on it last year, and I think it was because I don't really love the verse. It says anything can happen, and it has open different doors. You may find a you there that you never knew was yours. And that's cool. But I think it's from the book and not the movie. Now, there's a whole series of books. I know my mom and I read all of them. There's like 4 or 5. But my mom loved the movie. So I'm going to change this down here to practically perfect. But I still need to find a verse that goes in there. So I'm going to watch the movie and find something that goes there instead. And also, I don't really love the tea-dyed linen. So this is, I mean, I use it for tons of things, but I wanted something a little bit more special for this one. It's probably going to be a piece that stays out all the time, whether it's in my stitchy room or it's out someplace in the house, maybe next to a picture of mom or something. So I wanted something a little special. And we do have, as I mentioned, there is finally an LLS in the area. It's called the Stitching Corner. It's close to here. It's in Ransomville, New York, technically. And I messaged the shop owner because I forgot to do it. I messaged her this morning. I forgot to do it during shop hours because I'd like to go and see if it's okay. I wanted to see if it was okay if we do like a little tour and I can do my shopping spree and you can hear me squeal over all the awesome fabric. She's got a ton of fabric. She's got fancy floss. I'm super excited. I have some teacher gifts from families that I'm like, I'm going to the Stitchy store. So hopefully I'll have another video with a little tour of the shop. I'm planning on going with my friend Rebecca, who is also a stitcher and a teacher. And if we can't do the tour, at least I will show you my haul because I'm so excited. But I want to pick out something really pretty to go with that one. So that will be later in the summer. I mean, June's almost over anyway, so clearly I didn't stick with 24 and 24. The other one that I picked for June was the Bee Queen from Tiny Modernist. I have all of her ladies like this, and I just love it. I think they're so gorgeous. But I don't know, I was somehow like deceived by how big it is. It's actually pretty big. So choosing both of those for June, I was like, nope, not going to happen. But again, this is something that will stay up a long time. I want to get like a really nice piece of fabric for this one. So those are on my list when I go to the store. I'm getting cool fabric for those. I also was kind of feeling like, you know, last year around this time, it's kind of funny. It's been like a year and I changed how I was doing stuff. Last year I was doing a week of berries and a week of bees and a week of this and a week of that. Because a lot of, like, that seemed to be what a lot of people were doing. You know, they'd spend 5 days on something and then switch, whether they were doing whip go or heifer boards or, you know, all of the different ways that people kind of keep themselves inspired not to get stuck on one piece and, you know, get bored with it and then get stuck and then not move on to anything else. So kind of keeping it fresh. So last year I was doing that. And then in the summer, I was halfway through a piece when my week was over and I was like, well, I don't want to just stop because I like this piece. I want to finish it and get it done. And so then I kind of became like monogamous and kept working on one piece at a time. And now I'm kind of like, I think I want to go back to doing, you know, something different every week and not always just working on something till it's done, but like kind of breaking it up a little bit more. So for June, you saw I did a ton of strawberries. That was my first week. And then I did bees the second week. And so this is, another Priscilla and Chelsea because I want these to go in those little round frames. I think that'll be super cute. So I have several and I didn't grab them. Maybe I'll put a picture in here from my bookcases. So I have 2 bookcases in the dining room and on top of them we have high ceilings so I can display a lot of stuff. And right now it's bees. I put the bees up in February and put Valentine's Day bees, like, you know, Be Mine. And they'll be up through September, and then it switches Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, snowmen, and then we go back. So the bees are up for pretty much most of the year. And I have a couple of their Dapper Doodads from 2 years ago. I have 3 of those done. And when I did those, I dyed like a whole fat quarter with the green apple from Rit Dye. And I still had a couple pieces left. So I do have, I'm trying to get the light so you can see. I do have the patterns for all 5 that came in that Dapper Doodad set. There's still, I think there's a one with a truck still. Oh no, that's the other one. I don't know. There's still 2. There's still 2 for me to do. But then I was like, you know what? If I do the rounds, I could do 2 rounds and put those in with the squares. That'll look really cool. So this is what I worked on. It was a busy week at school. I had a whole bunch of meetings, so I didn't get a ton. But this is the Honey I'm Home. So I'll work on this probably on Tuesday, finish this one up. And then the other one that I'm going to do, and I'm using my iPad for pictures today because my printer is being wonky and not printing the colors very well. So the other one I'm going to do is Busy Bee Honey, which I actually won last year as a prize. So I'm going to do those 2 and put them together with the rest of the bee stuff on that display. So that's a little whip. And then I started back on patriotic. So I've been seeing lots of great patriotic stuff. And I did last week for patriotic and then I was like, oh, I'll do farm, but I think I'm going to stick with patriotic for one more week because I have a lot of things I want to get done. So first of all, this was a whip from last year. This is Cherry Hill Stitchery, Sweet Land of Liberty. And last year I did the red, white, and bloom. And then I got about half of, well, not even. I got the Liberty was done. And I had part of Sweet Land, which I had to rip out and start over. So I just had like this part already done. And then I've done this in the past week. And there's just a little bit more. Oh, here, I'll show you the pattern. So Nicole Swore did a sal with Cherry Hill Stitchery Patriotics last year. And I thought this one was really pretty. And then someone, I think it was on Stitching with the Housewives, someone posted a picture of their finish of it, and they did it on a cutting board, and then had all these great pics behind it. It was super cute. So I've been working on that one. And then I also, for plans, I guess, we'll switch into that. I want to do, of course, I can't find it as fast when now it's time. All right, so this was another one I won last year. I've actually won a couple things. I won something from Annabella's shop this time too. It's like, I've never won anything but Stitch with the Housewives. So I'm going to do Stitch in Stars and Stripes, and I'm going to do that on the black and then put it in one of those little round frames. And then I also won Freedom Farm, which I'm going to switch out with the strawberry one. I don't know that that's in here. Nope, I don't have it saved on here. But I won Freedom Farm. So I'm going to do that one. And then, which is another Priscilla and Chelsea. And then I also want to do Finally a Farm Girl. Oops, wrong thing. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's why. It printed double-sided. That's another thing my printer's been doing lately, and I don't love it. So there's Matilda. She's so cute. So I want to do her as well and have a couple. She could actually go in a frame too, maybe. I don't know. One of the cute things I did see someone do, they had a little round frame like that, but they put a ruffle around the stitching on the inside of the frame. And I was like, oh, that would be kind of cute to change it up a little bit. So, so Stars and Stripes, Patriotic Matilda, and Freedom Farm. And then that, the Sweet Land of Liberty. Then I want to do some farm stuff because I do have another piece for August. My little calendar girls is a farm, and I thought they would be really cute. So here's Bless This Farm, which I thought would be cute on that little farm I showed you from the dollar spot. And that one comes with Farm Sweet Farm as the freebie, which would be very fun. And then there's also, I just bought a round one too. Sorry. Hold, please. Patience. Oh, on the farm. So I also like that one. And then I was thinking, and it kind of depends on the floss that I find at Stitching Corner. One of the bike ones, I think it was supposed to be May, and it's like all daisies and chickens, but it would go with farm stuff. That's the cool thing with the bike ones. Oh, now the sun comes out. They don't have the month on them. So you can leave them up, you know, depending on what your decor is. So I won a couple farm things. I also bought a daisy one. And now that I saw somebody else do them with the daisies and the denim, I want to do all of them because they're so cute. Now, for July 24 and 24, I had a couple pieces that were Stitchrovia, and it was the one, like, I have my PhD in stitching, or I'm working on it, and like, oh, it's like Projects Half Done. Yes, Projects Half Done, my PhD. But like I said, I'm kind of like on my 24 and 24, and I've got other things I wanted to be working on. And here's one of the things. So I started the Erin Elizabeth Farmhouse on January 1st. That was my first thing I was going to do in 24 and 24. I thought it was a great piece when it came out, and I've totally stalled on it. This is all that I have done. And the piece is beautiful. But after I bought that one, she came out with some other ones, like the little Stitchy Shed. And she has a plaid house at Christmas. And there's her 4th of July one is adorable. It reminds me of Anne of Green Gables, even though she's got a Canadian one too. But just like the way the house looks in that one. So I don't know that I'm ever going to go back to this one. Because I think I want to do some of her other ones more. Happens, right? We can change our minds. We don't have to stitch everything, you know, it grabs you and then you're like, eh. So rather than have this fabric though sit in a drawer, because I do love this fabric. So that's again what I had done there. Not very much, but this is a piece of natural Belfast linen, and I love it. I used it for Stitcher's Garden. I used it for Patriotic Street, Star Spangled Street, I think they call it, from Primrose. And it's really cute because everything shows up on it so well. So one of the reasons that I didn't do the third strawberry one was because I fell in love with that fabric, that flax. It's beautiful. And my thinking for that was I was going to, like right after I bought the flax, I also bought Emily Call's Love and Learning. And I was like, oh, it would be beautiful on the flax. But now I'm thinking I can do Patriotic Matilda on the flax. I can do the third strawberry one because, of course, you want them to match. They should come off the same piece. But now I'm thinking, oh, this one on the natural Belfast linen, because there's quite a bit of white actually, like in the tree and around some of the letters. And I think that they'll show up beautifully on this fabric. So I'm actually going to pick that out, and I'm going to start Love and Learning from Emily Call. So July is probably going to be more of like work on something for a week at a time. I'm not putting a hard fast, this is this week, because I don't want to plan half of my vacation away like super quickly. So like I do want to do some Patriotic. I do want to do July month to month, and that is Ada. So that's going to be a car stitch and traveling stitch. I did actually take the Honeybee Garden. It's over there. That's why I'm pointing. I took it with me in the car, and it just confirmed the whole, I should only stitch on Ada in the car. It was so hard to see the holes, even though I was just filling in the letters. So but I need to get a piece of the cracked pine, and I have to order at that one because I'm pretty sure the store doesn't have it where I'm heading to. I already looked at their website and they didn't have any picture of this plus. So I'm going to order a piece of that, and I should be able to finish all of the month to months. So that will be exciting. So I'm going to get July month to month. Love and Learning is going to be one of the things I work on. I have the pattern for Queen Bee Quilting. That's another one that I won. And I'm going to get the quilted snowman, or it's not snowman. I want to get that one too. It's not out yet. But the quilted scarecrow. Now that they did on an oatmeal Lugana, which now Fat Quarter Shot is totally out of. But I found this at Hobby Lobby. I don't know if you can, it's kind of hard now with the lighting change again. This is just an Ada, and it has like that really great modeling with the oatmeal in it. There we go. But it was only $5. So it's kind of funny because I feel like I'm such a snob sometimes. Like, I really want another piece for Mary Poppins, and I want a piece for Queen Bee that are going to be up all the time. But this is the quilted scarecrow that'll maybe be up like maybe 2 months out of the year. And if I can do it in the car and enjoy it, then I'm going to do it on my $5 piece of Ada from Hobby Lobby. That one I still have to order the pattern, and all of it's DMC. So that's a nice thing. And so is all of Love and Learning's all DMC. Queen Bee Quilting, month to month, those are the July month to month. Those have classic color work. So I'm going to try to get all of those threads when I go to the store. And I kind of have to take stock of what I do have in classic color work because I've purchased floss to go for certain patterns for Priscilla and Chelsea, and then I start a new one and I steal from one pattern to do the other one. So who knows what's still in there. I do also want to do some Christmas in July. I do have the Vintage Christmas pattern, which is the one that was on the pink. And if you haven't seen it yet, Believe in the Magic, which is their new one that just came out. It is beautiful. It's huge, but it's beautiful. So that might be an option too. We'll see. So I think that's it. So we did our whips, and we did my plans, and we did FFOs. So yeah, I think that's it. And now that my light has changed yet again, it's like the 4th time. Welcome to Buffalo, where everything changes drastically all the time. Well, I hope that your summer is off to a good start. I hope that you have a good 4th of July. It's going to be here before we know it. I do hope to be able to film every 2 weeks now that summer's here. So if I am able to do that, it'll be right before we head off for our family vacation. We're going to Yellowstone. I'm very excited for that. And I wanted to have month to month ready so I could take it with me on the airplane. And then when we get back from our trip, then the great craft room transformation is going to begin again. So I'll take you through all of that as we empty the room and paint it and get all the furniture back in. And so I'd like to have all of my stuff in one space so we can tidy a couple other areas in the house then. Like where I'm sitting right now, that's a disaster if I flipped around my phone because my scrapbooking stuff is everywhere. We've got Brooke's graduation this coming week, and so that is super exciting. So a lot going on, but I hope that everything's well with you. You have a great end of your school year if you are like me and it's later, beginning of the summer. Happy 4th of July and happy stitching. Thanks so much everybody for stopping by. Leave a comment and a like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.